Was that it? Really, Nintendo? If you're anything like me, Mario Kart is by far one of the most played games on the Switch, and after patiently waiting for a literal decade since the original release of Mario Kart 8 on the Wii U, there is nothing more exciting than the idea of a brand new Mario racing game. I was one of those people who sat on the hill of Nintendo saying that they must be hiding something massive from us to justify the cost, saying that this open world experience must have something hidden behind the layer of big open world nothingness, and I honestly don't think I could have been more wrong. I really love Nintendo, been a hardcore fan since the Wii age. I remember spending hours on Wii Sports Resort, Just Dance, and of course Mario games. Mario Galaxy blew my little kid brain out of the park. Growing up now in the modern world of gaming where everything is always released half finished or completely unplayable, looking at you CD Projekt Red, you really let us down. Nintendo was one of the few AAA companies left that you could rely on to not waste your money. Their games were finished, and I have never once bought a Nintendo game and felt majorly disappointed. With the new system that they are implementing for pricing, coming from Nintendo themselves, where they are introducing a variable pricing model that is supposed to reflect the replayability, the depth of the game, etc. I was really holding out that this Direct would, play in Nintendo's favour a little bit. After all, $80 for a game is unheard of in the modern world. £74.99 if you're from the UK like myself. It's a lot of money. The fact that we heard in the Treehouse event that we should hold up and wait to see what's coming in the upcoming Direct, which turned out to be not that much. Some of the things which they told us were new to be shown, we actually already knew, at least if you've been stalking the game and watching every single video made about it like I have. The jumping feature we knew about, these peach coins we knew about, the Kamek item that changes everyone into a random enemy we knew about. In case you don't know, when it says,
"You'll have to see for yourself,"
yeah, it also puts that enemy on the track. We know about this from the many different gameplay clips we have from that Nintendo Switch live event. One thing that is 100% new that I am confident to say that no one knew about this is the rewind feature, where you put yourself at a disadvantage and literally put yourself further behind the other racers? Why would you do this? What sort of weird ass bagging technique is this going to bring to the game? Don't get me wrong, practicing in time trials, if it's an option there, will be extremely helpful. Same with free roam, get to perfect certain tricks. The example they've shown is actually very useful. In an actual race though, I'm not sold. Something else that could be considered new, technically, is the battle mode, which they've shown off. But that's kind of just assumed at this point. Like, I think they should have learnt their lesson from Mario Kart 8 originally, because when that battle mode released, and it was the worst battle mode we've seen in history, there was uproar, and they fixed it in the deluxe edition. So if they released World without having any battle mode, it would have just made things worse. So it was pretty safe to assume that this was going to be here. Like, it's been a staple in the Mario Kart games since I don't know how long. I'm not searching it up. I'm trying to make this video quickly. It's been here for a while, okay? I know the internet's going absolutely wild with the fact that this is an $80 game, and I didn't really want to get on that bandwagon until the Direct, because I was honestly expecting Nintendo to turn up and throw a bunch of new content in our faces during this. A campaign mode, hide and seek, tag like this one user, Phantom3827 said in Beat 'em Up's comments just now. Love Beat 'em Ups, by the way, check them out. There's a few really good ideas from a random person, and yet Nintendo couldn't think of them? Really? People were expecting so much from this Direct that there were rumours that all we've seen so far of the game was this bottom half of the map, and that the Direct was going to open up all of this section with loads of new courses. We didn't even get a new character. They highlighted the cow like the internet hasn't already been going mad for this fecker who does wheelies. My hype for the game itself is not entirely dead. I'm a sucker for things like costumes and customization, and anything to do with Daisy, well, sign me up, she's a fucking badass, but I, alongside a lot of the other people, were expecting more. After the Direct, I'm honestly a little bit worried about this variable pricing system even more now, because to me, this seems like the standard evolution of Mario Kart. Nothing that we have here has blown me away and convinced me that this is the extra $10 right here. There's nothing I can point to and go, ah yes, Nintendo's put so much effort into this. It's something they didn't have to give us, but they did. And unless they are honestly trying to say that this very empty looking open world is the extra $10, then can you like sell it as a DLC for me to happily ignore, please? I'm just here for the knockout tour because that looks sick. Am I also supposed to think that DK Bonanza, awesome name by the way, is going to have less content than this? That it's worse than Mario Kart, that it has less value? Because that is exactly what I'm being told by this direct. If this is worth more than this, apparently, Nintendo, then I have no hope for Donkey Kong. I wouldn't even be surprised if they turn around and say, yeah, there's no missions here whatsoever, it's just a giant open world that's breakable. If you wanted missions, you should have said so. You would have added an extra $20 to the price. If this game wasn't listed as an $80 game, then I honestly don't think many people would have a major problem with it. The game looks sick. Wall riding, like 50 unique characters and costumes, pole riding, linked courses. This is what Mario Kart is supposed to be at this point. There should be nothing but major hype from any Nintendo fan around. That isn't the case though. I have to go digging through the internet to find one person say a positive thing about Nintendo now, and it's purely down to the price. Can you imagine how different the internet would be right now if the game was just at industry standard? This direct would have been totally fine because it's clearly more directed towards the casual fans, not people like me who would die for this series. But to be honest with you right now, Nintendo, come a bit closer. Just a little bit closer. Casual gamers will not be buying this. Nintendo's casual demographic is young kids, right? Young kids who don't have jobs. They're relying on mummies and daddies' credit cards like the total losers they are to get anything at all. What parent is going to look at the price of this console, the price of this game, and decide that they want their kid to have a hobby this expensive? If you want to keep the price the way it is, this direct definitely should have been for the die-hard fans. Showing something new. Say that you're going to support the game with DLC for at least a year or something. Anything at all, Nintendo. Because you've lost one of your demographics before anything is even released, and you're gonna lose your other demographic soon too, the hardcore fans. Luckily, I am one of those people who have pre-ordered the bundle the moment I got that email from Smith's Toys Superstores. Big up Smith's Toys, thank you. So at least I'm only paying $50 for the game, because as much as I am beyond excited for this, I don't want to choose between a really cute looking Peach costume and feeding my cat, okay? She's just a little baby. Look, I'm still going to play this game. I've already pre-ordered it. I want to love it. But after this direct, I'm just worried, to be honest. Nintendo had a golden opportunity to hype up the die-hard fans, justify that $80 price tag, and prove they're still the kings of polished premium gaming. And they just didn't do it. If this is the standard now, if this is what variable pricing gets us, then what the hell does that mean for the future of games? I hope Nintendo turns it around, I really do, but right now it feels like we're paying more for just liking the series. Like, I shouldn't have to pay more for liking Mario Kart, because like I said, the casual people won't be getting this. It feels like I'm paying that extra $10 because I like the series, and they're basing it on the series. Donkey Kong costs less because less people like Donkey Kong. Mario, on the other hand, ooh, he's the big one. You know, give us your whole house for him. Really, you know, he deserves it. I know I'm not alone in this feeling. I am a tiny bit late to the show in comparison to those Nintendo YouTubers who do it for a living, but you know, I was busy. But I wanted to throw this video out there to try and get Nintendo's attention. It's not going to work. They're not going to listen. Of course they won't. They don't care. At this point, it feels more like the variable pricing is just actually, we're going to see how much we can force you to pay until eventually no one buys it. But with the bundle, they've kind of made it so that the extra price won't affect them, because everyone, including myself, is going to be, oh, well, it's only $50 if you get the bundle. So I don't think their sales are going to see a massive drop because of this, unfortunately. I myself am on the hype train. I myself am getting the Switch day one. I've booked the day off work to use the thing. I'm so excited for this. And it's just kind of sad to see that despite them charging more, it won't affect them at the end of the day. Like, we can say all this stuff online, but people are still going to buy it. it's Nintendo, it's Mario. People love the franchise so much that them charging more is simply a test to see what they can get away with. And unfortunately, it seems like it's going to be a lot. They can get away with a lot. It's the big boys in Japan. We already know that Reggie disapproves of this. Bring back Reggie. Reggie was an OG. The loyalty that everyone who is watching this video has displayed to Nintendo obviously means absolutely nothing to them. With a camera costing 50 quid and the Piranha one is only 480p. Like, that's an absolute waste of money. Just stay away from that. You don't even get the little handheld connector thingies with the Switch anymore. I'm pretty sure that came with it. I don't remember buying that, and I have one, so I'm pretty sure that came with my original Switch. And they're charging for the upgraded versions. From what we've managed to gather, things like the Zelda upgrade is quote-unquote free if you have the premium version of Nintendo's subscription service, which I don't. I've never had it. I've never really had an interest in the older games because I don't have the time to play them. But now I guess I'm upgrading because I want to see Link in 4K. I want to see my little twink in 4K, please. Thank you, Nintendo. You may as well just break into my house at this point and just take my wallet, because you know exactly what we all want, and unfortunately, most of us are going to bend to it. Like, I understand with Jamboree, it's new content, like brand new game modes, like that's a bit more justified, but trying to frame it like you're giving us Link for free, I haven't seen anyone else talk about it because they all just say, oh, well, it's with the subscription. But there's 2 stages to the subscription, guys. Why are people forgetting about this? Like, I've never needed the upgrade. I've just bought the Mario DLC and I bought the Animal Crossing DLC because I just wanted to actually own them and not be a slave to the subscription forever. And now I have to, because I'm not rebuying Zelda at $80 or $70 or whatever they're trying to charge us again for the same game. It will not be long until other gaming companies follow. If you think for a second that GTA 6 is going to be under $100, then I've got some bad news for you, because man, I will be so surprised if that game is less than $100. This is probably going to be the most hyped game ever, and Nintendo charging $80 for Mario Kart is just opening the floodgates. I am going to be such an indie gamer this year. It's going to be insane. Watch Silksong be like $60 though. You know, indie games are now going to be the old standard for AAA games because they're just going to test it. Let's see how loyal everyone is to gaming. Let's make gaming an exclusive hobby. Like, we've got celebrities going to space. Let's make gaming on the level of that, because that's what it's feeling like. The cost of living is going through the fucking roof. I'm so fortunate to still live at home with my parents, because if I didn't, there's not a chance in hell I could keep doing the thing that I love the most, which is playing games and making these videos. I feel so bad for people who physically can't afford it and they're just struggling, and there's absolutely no sympathy or care for the loyalty, especially from Nintendo. They've opened the floodgates, like I just said. It's going to be an absolute train wreck. Gaming is no longer for us standard people, it's for rich people. That's just something that is going to happen now. It's so sad. Fuck you, Nintendo. I'm still getting it though. I'm sorry guys, I'm still buying it.